Okay, well, I spent the last 5, 6 days putting together, I haven't finished, but a lot of a website in the face of abuse coming from the window. Mine has it's curious because this one was ugly, exceptionally so, but he was, and he was just completely fucking retarded. Um, I ballpark it at like 80 or something, his IQ, and the 70's retarded, but I ballpark about 80, right? And I'm trying to figure out how to put this in like statistical terms. That means that in a group of um, if he had an IQ of 85, then in a group of 14 people, five would be retarded, and he'd be at the top of the list. He's like at 80, so he's not quite there yet. Um, no, he just gave me shit. He got sued. One of the people out there snapped $30,000. I said, "What do you?" 10. He said, 30. They're definitely right. And of course, it's not gonna hit him until that second or third paycheck comes in. It's missing all that money. And but I think I chased him off last night because I intervened. Uh, it seemed like the right thing. It didn't seem like the right thing to do. Instinctively, might do this, so I did. And the website looks good, though. It is looking good. There's some more work to be done. There's a portfolio site. I'm going to start applying for jobs at noon today. Between 12 and 12:30, I'll sit down to do it. At 12:45, I'll get started as my plan. A little bit of time to just relax and not have to do anything too heavy. I've been working a lot. And it's a portfolio site, and the computer programming part is done. And Gemini, which I'm relying upon heavily, God, that thing is brilliant. I hate to think in another year. It has all sorts of great ideas, and so I take the ones I want. And I'm putting together the writing end of things based pretty much exclusively on Gemini's ideas. And unfortunately, I think it's something new each time, so you go back and contradict the time before. And, gosh. But it gives me like search terms for Adobe Stock. Is for stock photos and stuff, and illustrations and text effects and things like that. And it will give me search terms to pump into the search engine. You have to ask for them. It doesn't do it automatically. If you know what to ask for, know what you can do on your own and know what you need help with. Because I did something, I thought, well, wouldn't this be great? And then I look at it and I think, oh, that's not so good. And moreover, I don't know where to go from there. And so I asked Gemini, and this is what you should do. And it was beautiful. Gemini had, for the writing side, since it's creative, even though it's technical writing too, because it should match your personality. And Gemini has a good sense of my personality because I've asked it to read short stories I wrote, and to decide what sort of person would write this story. And from doing that, there's a sense of who I am. It's a fucking person. My point is that it refers to my sophisticated yet trashy aesthetic, your shy inferiority vibe. Jesus Christ. And so the colors it liked for the writing website, writing into things, were Misty Violet, which it produced. The theme in the photographs for the covers of the stories, Misty Violet, the second, which it produced in gold and just sort of charcoal gray. It just looks fucking amazing. Okay, so I'm going to shut up and get on with the website. And I don't know quite how to do this because I don't do video editing very much. But I'm going to stop this and do a sound recording while I show you slide. Okay, this is the what's called the landing page. This is what comes in when you type in mike-janda.me. This part is already up. And Jim and I even picked the words for this and suggested the period here. So this is if you click on code, this is what you get. It's a quick bio of me, and Jim and I write, and then if you hover over code samples, the resume is appears in a separate window. It opens a PDF of my resume. GitHub opens the GitHub site, which is a code-based site where you can see all the code I've written I'm willing to share. LinkedIn is LinkedIn, and then the code samples. You click on any of those and you get, like, this is a C# one. And this took a good deal of time to do because, again, all this text is Gemini. What would I do? I'd say, well, I was having trouble with this part, but it was especially difficult. And so this is the solution I came up with, and it works really well. And I'm proud of it. And that's sort of running, rambling narrative as opposed to this, which is just so much better. So it would spit out something that I formatted for HTML. And then the code itself, there's a way to the code editor highlights, and I know this is how I managed to get it done in 5 days. The code editor highlights the code as you type it, and then there's a way to get that highlighting and formatting as HTML to just paste in there. And then this is the Java OAuth. This is the winner, I think. I should put this first. It doesn't matter. It's Java. Click on Java. Click on Java. OAuth is the other stuff. I can say it was difficult, and it was. OAuth was easy compared to some of the other stuff, but because people know OAuth is difficult, they will see a clean implementation of it. They'll be impressed by it. Okay, this is, what is this? This is JavaScript, and this is fairly straightforward. I don't have any complex JavaScript to speak of. I think I've written little bits here and there, but taken so far out of context. That's part of the problem of finding these code snippets is the complex stuff is wired into the program and used in ways that you have to explain. You don't want to do that. You want it compartmentalized. And so you have to find something that's impressive and compartmentalized, which can be tough. And this is XSLT. This is the Star Wars. This is CSS. The Star Wars. And look, it says mathematically precise implementation of the iconic Star Wars opening crawl effect. I actually got it just dead on balls accurate. I'm real happy about that. I included the full thing if you actually want to take screenshots and copy it down, and you can see all of it, so you can do it yourself if for some weird reason you want to. Then SVG, which nobody uses, but it produces, that button at the top is produced by SVG. It has a little animation when you mouse over it that describes what does it describe? The jelly wobble by manipulating the matrix values at the 60% keyframe, which is a skew rotation on the XY axis. The result, when the user hovers, the button doesn't just get bigger, it physically wobbles or tilts towards the user before settling. This gives the button a tactile gelatinous weight, making the interface feel alive and responsive. It was so glowing of this. This is the SVG I like the most. Here's a breakdown of why this code is a sophisticated piece of design engineering. The SVG definitions create a visual style that feels pulled straight from a high-end 1980s graphic design portfolio. Gotta love that. And this is what I've got so far on the writing. This isn't just a JPG or PNG. This is actual web page. I took out the title bar at F11, right? And these are going to be made smaller, and the font effect I choose I don't want a drop shadow for that, obviously. Where you see cosmetic psychopharmacology, it takes the eyes out when you ask it to remove the drop shadow. I can't figure out a way to keep the eyes, and there's another one that has an eye in it. They took out when I took out the drop shadow, so I just have to find a more subtle effect on the text, but either that or a thinner font. But these are the pictures it generated. I said, I don't remember that I used a lot of terms that had suggested elsewhere for a motif. So Gemini's terms were used in the generation of these pictures. I said focusing on the elements of the story, because the first go was just, it's too abstracted. And so the earring in the lower right one, that's lead crystal moonlight, and if you read it, you know why that's there. And then the lower left is, oh, never mind. Unscheduled Openings was the title. I came up with that. The full title was Unscheduled Openings, a story of costumes, chemicals, and the river, which is just fucking hysterical. I laughed at that like 5 times. I'd be laughing now. But anyway, that's it. Okay, so hopefully I recorded all that. We'll see. Okay, so I told myself, did I bring this up? I'm going to start sending out resumes at noon. Between noon and 12:30, I'm going to sit down, and by 12:45, I'll be at the process of sending out resumes. I've gotten ready and all that. It's 5 a.m. now. The writing thing, it's going to be more than that. That's just the short story part of it. There's going to be technical writing, which Jim and I recommended, and it was absolutely brilliant. It just was. Instead of a PDF for the written manual, the PDF file for the manual as opposed to the web page documentation. Web page documentation is just using an iframe. That's right. You have to change it around a little bit for the size of the window it permits. You also have it open in the window. But the iframe is 100% right on. Then it wanted next to that, since the physical manual, quote physical manual, the PDF file differs from the online documentation, of course, and layout and other things. It said to actually get a printed copy of it, like from the FedEx people, and to take a photostat, a photograph of each page, and have them click to flip through these photostats. It's a brilliant fucking idea. But not only the 2 issues, 3. One is that the manual was written 10, 12 years ago, and I've gotten better since then. Just in general, I have a better sense of aesthetics for making websites since then. Gemini's help too. You can come with a much better manual. I have like a purple ice background in some places. It's just ugly as shit. And so with Gemini's help, I can put together another manual. It's like 30-some pages. This is like a 2-3 day project, maybe a week. And so there's that, and then there's the cost of having it printed, which is probably not huge. But the agoraphobia to get into the FedEx place combination too is problem number 2. Problem number 3 is the photostat itself. I can do that with my phone, right? Well, kind of sort of maybe. My hand is so shaky that getting a level photostat this is where the page isn't angled and it captures the page and little else would be difficult, basically impossible with my shaky hands. So I would have to. I'm going to try. If I try, I will try. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to update the manual. Hopefully just 2 or 3 days. And from there, I'm going to ask Gemini to take each page, and Gemini will produce pictures and resolutions of up to like I don't know about the verticals. The horizontals, it'll do like 2800 by 1600. So it's not small. It's not SVG, but it's not small. And they ask you, like, make it look like if this is a photograph taken of this page. And maybe you can provide a paper texture for a background. And I'm sure you'll be able to do it. I swear to God, another year we'll be bowing down to our AI masters. And I asked it once. I said, "Do I make it? Is the use I make of you normal?" I said, "No, your use is extremely atypical. Typically, people just use me as a calculator to summarize emails and things like that. I pull ideas out of it, and they are good ones. When other people catch on to that, oh my God." Like how to get a promotion, things like that at work, and they realize Gemini's right. Jesus Christ! Describe your boss's personality. How to get good performance ratings. What can I modify about my behavior? My work product is wonderful. How do I make our personalities gel better? And Gemini knows. There's things it won't tell you, like how you have a traffic ticket. It's insane. And the photos it produces are 6 months to a year away from being photorealistic, I think. It's crazy. I guess that's about it. I'm going to have to send out resumes with TV snow playing loud. Because I'm going to talk to myself when I do it, because I just do. Even if I remain silent, I'm going to say the occasional phrase out loud, and I can have people tracking down the ads. I figure it'll take 3 hours to send out 7 applications. If I do it right. This job is especially important, I write a cover letter sort of thing.